Whether you like it or not, there's going to come a time in your life when you have to wear a tie and possibly a suit. So you might as well learn how to master this. So in this video, I'm going to go over the most simple methods on how to match your ties and pocket squares to your shirt or suit. Let's get started. Now, when it comes to accessorizing with a suit, most men seem to mess this up. And one of the most common mistakes is the dreaded tie and matching pocket square combo. Matching both accessories may seem like a sensible route, but unfortunately, it shows lack of effort on your part, or it looks like you are trying way too hard. We can do better. And we're going to start off from the most simple and foolproof method to a little more advanced, making this guide super easy to understand. So starting off with the easy and classic, and I'm going to call this the foolproof method because it's impossible to mess this up. For the foolproof method, our first piece of clothing that we're going to be working with is the white dress shirt. This is your blank canvas and you are the artist. No matter what color or pattern tie you pair this with, it will always work. Now, as for the white pocket square, same thing applies. It will work with every jacket and tie combination. And just like the white dress shirt, you can never go wrong. Next, we are going to step it up a notch by experimenting with a color other than white and go monochromatic. For this example, I went with a light blue shirt and added a darker variant with this navy tie. I also added a white pocket square with that navy edge to bring out more pop to the outfit. A good general rule to follow is pair your shirt with a darker shade of color, and if you must search for the color palette of your shirt, then by all means go for it. Here's another example by looking at a color palette. I'm going to choose a light pink as my shirt and go darker with a red tie. The monochromatic method works for every situation, and it's another safe and easy way to look sharp and sophisticated. Now moving on to pattern ties, shirts, and pocket squares. Now this is where we have a little fun and go up a few notches. We're going to start off simple here by using only two patterns, a tie and a pocket square. Now a good general rule that I'm sure most of you heard of is that you do not want to pair the exact same pattern together. Now that is true to some extent, but what's also important is the shape and proportion of the tie and pocket square. Let me show you an example. Check it out. Here I have a different pattern pocket square and tie. Now most people would think this combination will work because the patterns are different, but look at the proportions and pay attention to the spacing of the pattern on the pocket square and tie. It's practically the same and can be a little too cluttery to the eye. What I would do is simply replace that tie with one that has a different proportion than the pocket square. As you can see, the spacing on the tie is much wider than the pocket square, giving it a good contrast and color balance. And this is why you also pay attention to the proportions of your patterns. Now let's try three patterns by adding a pattern shirt. So here I am wearing a light blue gingham shirt with a small pattern, and I'm going to pair that with a navy tie that has a very wide pattern, giving it a good contrast. And notice how the floral print of the tie complements the color of the shirt as well. And for the pocket square, I'm going with a much larger floral print, and this is going to break each piece apart, but at the same time complementing one another. Now let's up it up another notch and go with four patterns and apply the exact same principles I've mentioned. Here I went with a light blue pinstripe shirt which has very thick stripes and minimal spacing in between. Now to break that apart, I threw on a Berkshire tie by the dark knot, and again, pay attention to the proportions here. Notice how the pattern spacing on the tie is much wider compared to the shirt. Now for the suit jacket, I decided to go with pinstripe again, but the stripes on the suit jacket is much thinner and spaced out compared to the pinstripe dress shirt, making this outfit combination proportioned and well thought out. So there you guys have it. Seems easy enough, right? Also, if you're interested in any of the ties I showcased in this video, make sure to check out the dark knot and use the code AS20 to get 20% off your order. And if you guys got something out of it and it was helpful, please make sure to give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching.